But as Money 2020 continues in Las Vegas, out west, it is covering innovative topics like open banking, generative AI, and cryptocurrency. My colleague Trinity Chavez joins me again, this time with another special guest. Trinity, what is the latest on the ground from Vegas?
That's right, Kristen. So I am joined with Remy Blaire. She is with FinTech TV, and she has been on the ground with me every single day here at Money 2020, waking up bright and early to cover for her show, as she has been reporting on all things Money 2020 while we've been out here in Vegas. But, you know, I do want to talk to you, Remy, about what your expectation was. Being an anchor for FinTech TV, this is your space. You're constantly covering this area of focus. So what was your expectation going into this conference?
Well, Trinity, as you mentioned, we've been here bright and early every morning, and usually when we go to these conferences, there's this underlying sentiment of us versus them in terms of the big players versus the smaller players in the ecosystem. And I would say that we've been seeing so much progress when it comes to fintech. So it's not just the familiar household names such as the JP Morgans or Meta or Visa or PayPal that we've been hearing from, just because of the advent of fintech evolving, and we're hearing about use cases not just for the bigger players but also for smaller players out there. So I think this evolution that we've been seeing in fintech, it's been really exciting to cover. And as you mentioned, we've been hearing from different types of stakeholders, including policymakers. We had Gary Gensler speak here remotely, and I think that really speaks to the fact that we do need guardrails when we're talking about technologies such as AI, but also in terms of what it means for utility.
No, absolutely. And you bring up a good point when it comes from, you have some of the biggest and brightest names and most notable names in the finance space here, but also what it's doing for the startup community. So, and that was one of the focal points of the conversations I was having with the startups about what do you think events like Money 2020 is doing for startups, right? And so what's been your takeaway through the people that you have been speaking to?
Well, Trinity, as you mentioned, I've been speaking to the bigger organizations, and when we're talking about earnings season, we're hearing from the big names, including those Mag 7 names, and they have had a presence here, including Meta as well as PayPal. And of course, when we think about AI, we think about NVIDIA, and I spoke to some of the people at NVIDIA for FinTech, as well as just having conversations. But when you talk about startups, they are the ones that are at the forefront when it comes to innovation. So it is very telling that when you have all the players in the fintech ecosystem working together, that we're seeing progress that is coming out for the everyday consumer.
And so what's next through your coverage? What can we expect throughout the day for FinTech TV, and where can viewers tune in?
Sure. So viewers can go to fintech.tv to see all of our interviews as well as coverage. But we also broadcast every day from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and that is broadcast on Reach TV, which is at airport gates throughout the country.
And what are you going to be covering for the rest of the day? We are wrapping up. This is the last day of Money 2020, but we are going to see how they, their next event is going to be in the Asian markets as well as the European markets. And so are you going to be tracking that at all?
Yes, I will definitely be following that. And we are here at a very uncertain time, but we're seeing the macro environment change in the U.S. And when it comes to regulation, I think one thing that we're hearing about is the spike in crypto prices yet again. And we're hearing about the utility of crypto as well as stablecoin and how that is affecting fintech. So that'll be something that I'll be watching very closely, Trinity.
Okay, great. Perfect. Well, thank you so much again, Remy. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. And I'm sure I'll catch up with you later on today when I join your show.
Yes, I look forward to it. Thank you so much, Trinity.
Great. Thank you so much.